Okay, picture this.
You're trying to get those concert tickets, online,
Well,
and you're racing against the clock.
and just as you're about to check out, bam, the website crashes.
Oh.
Or imagine that app you rely on for, well, everything
Yeah.
suddenly freezes in the middle of a task.
We've all been there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Frustrating doesn't even begin to cover it.
But you know what's even more frustrating?
What's that?
Not knowing what goes on behind the scenes to prevent these tech tremors.
And that's where today's deep dive comes in.
We're cracking open the world of software testing.
Okay.
And to guide us through this intricate landscape, we have our expert on all things tech.
Ready to demystify the world of ones and zeros.
Yeah, let's do it. I think you'll be surprised how much strategy and creativity goes into making sure those digital doors stay open.
No matter how many people are rushing through,
Speaking of strategy.
we've got a treasure trove of insights from RoleCatcher,
Okay.
a website dedicated to, well, catching roles in the tech universe.
They've got these in-depth career guides, interview prep sections.
Even a glimpse into their AI-powered features.
Huh, interesting.
Kind of like a Swiss Army knife for anyone navigating the tech job scene.
Nice.
RoleCatcher seems to have a finger on the pulse of the industry,
What's great is they break down complex topics into digestible bits,
making it easier for anyone to understand.
regardless of their tech background, really.
Exactly.
And since you shared your interest in software testing.
We thought we'd dissect their guide on this particular path.
Okay, sounds good.
Now, they mention ensuring software functions properly.
But that sounds pretty broad, right?
Yeah, I guess it does.
What does functioning properly even look like in the real world?
Right.
It is a deceptively simple statement.
Think of it this way.
Functioning properly for a mobile banking app,
Is completely different than functioning properly for, say...
the software that controls the self-driving car.
Oh, okay.
The stakes are different. The user expectations are different.
And therefore, the testing needs to be tailored to each unique scenario.
So it's not just about making sure the app doesn't crash.
Right.
It's about understanding how people will use it,
Yeah.
what could potentially go wrong.
And then creating tests to mimic those situations.
Precisely.
A good software tester has to think like both a developer and an end user,
They need to understand the code.
but also anticipate how someone might interact with the software in ways the developers never even imagine.
Which brings us to something that caught my eye in the RoleCatcher guide.
They actually highlight creativity as a key skill for software testers.
Really?
It's not just about blindly following a checklist.
So what makes a good software test?
What are some of the tools in a tester's arsenal?
Well, there are a few core types of testing that are essential.
First, you have functional testing.
Okay.
Basically, does the button actually do what it's supposed to do?
Does clicking add to cart actually, add the item to your virtual shopping basket?
Seems pretty straightforward.
I'm guessing there's more to it than meets the eye.
You bet.
Then you have performance testing.
Which is all about stress, really.
Okay.
How does the software handle 100, 1,000, a million users,
Wow.
all trying to do the same thing at once?
Think Black Friday online shopping.
That's a performance testing nightmare waiting to happen if it's not done right.
Okay, so functional testing ensures it works.
Right.
Performance testing makes sure it can handle the heat.
What else?
Yes, security testing.
In this digital age where data breaches are unfortunately becoming all too common,
Right.
security testing is paramount.
It's about identifying vulnerabilities.
And ensuring that user data is protected from malicious attacks.
That makes the detective work analogy we mentioned earlier even more fitting.
They're not just looking for bugs.
They're trying to prevent digital break-ins.
Exactly. And just like a good detective.
A good software tester needs to be detail-oriented, observant.
And able to connect the dots to see patterns others might miss.
It's fascinating to think about how much goes on behind the scenes.
To create those seamless digital experiences we often take for granted.
I know, right?
And it sounds like a pretty intellectually stimulating job, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's one of the biggest misconceptions about software testing.
People often think it's repetitive and mundane.
But it's quite the opposite.
The tech landscape is constantly evolving.
Which means software testers need to be lifelong learners.
Always adapting to new tools, methodologies, and challenges.
And speaking of challenges,
I imagine things can get pretty intense when you're the one responsible for finding those hidden glitches before they cause a digital meltdown.
It can be.
RoleCatcher's guide even has a section dedicated to the pros and cons of this career path.
It's true.
Being a software tester comes with its own set of rewards and challenges.
It's a high-stakes field.
But also one with immense job satisfaction.
I have to say, the pros really do outweigh the cons.
Especially when you consider how integral this role is becoming.
In a world driven by technology.
Right.
And speaking of which...
I think it's time we address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Or perhaps we should call it the AI in the algorithm.
You read my mind.
RoleCatcher keeps mentioning these AI-powered features.
And not just for the software testing itself.
Yeah.
They've got this whole segment on AI being incorporated into the job search.
Really?
It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, honestly.
It might seem futuristic.
But AI is already making its mark on the hiring process.
On the software testing front.
It can automate repetitive tasks.
Okay.
Like running thousands of tests simultaneously.
Or sifting through mountains of data to pinpoint anomalies.
This frees up human testers to focus on the more complex,
nuanced issues that require creativity and critical thinking.
So it's not about replacing humans.
Right.
But rather giving them superhuman abilities.
To find those really well-hidden bugs.
Yeah.
Sort of like having a superpowered sidekick.
Exactly.
AI can process information.
And spot patterns at speeds humans can only dream of.
Right.
But it lacks the intuition.
The gut feeling that often leads a human tester to uncover a critical flaw.
It's all about finding that synergy.
That sweet spot where humans and AI can work together to build more robust and reliable software.
That makes a lot of sense.
But what about this whole AI-powered job search thing?
How does that even work?
Imagine uploading your resume to RoleCatcher.
And their AI dissects it.
Analyzing your skills, experience.
Even the nuances of your career goals.
Okay.
It then scours through a vast database of job openings.
Not just matching keywords.
But actually understanding the context of your skills.
And how they align with different roles and company cultures.
So it's like having a personal headhunter.
But instead of a Rolodex, they've got algorithms and processing power.
Precisely.
And it goes even deeper than that.
Oh, wow.
RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions.
Identifying the specific skills that are most in demand for those roles.
Huh.
This allows you to tailor your resume to highlight the experiences.
That will make you stand out.
Or even identify skills you might want to develop.
To increase your marketability.
It's like having a crystal ball that shows you what employers are looking for.
So you can put your best foot forward.
It's amazing how AI is changing the game on both sides of the hiring process.
It's definitely a game changer.
This kind of AI-driven insight can be incredibly empowering.
Especially for those just starting out in their careers or looking to make a transition.
But as with any powerful tool,
it's important to approach it with a critical eye.
What do you mean?
Are there downsides to this level of AI integration?
Well,
it's crucial to ensure that these AI systems are designed
and trained in a way that's fair and unbiased.
Okay.
We don't want to inadvertently create a system
that perpetuates existing inequalities or limits opportunities for certain groups.
That's a crucial point.
We need to make sure that as AI becomes more integrated into our lives,
it reflects the values of inclusivity and equal opportunity.
Absolutely.
And that requires ongoing conversations, ethical frameworks,
and constant vigilance to ensure that these technologies are used responsibly and equitably.
But the potential benefits are undeniable.
And it's an exciting time to witness the evolution of both software testing and the job search process.
It's like we're standing at the cusp of a new era,
where the lines between human intelligence and artificial intelligence are blurring.
Creating a future full of possibilities.
Both thrilling and, if we're not careful, potentially precarious.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Now, while we're on the topic of careers,
I was struck by something else in the RoleCatcher materials.
They have these guides for a whole array of tech roles.
Not just software testing.
And it's fascinating how many of the skills they emphasize are transferable across different fields.
Like what, for instance?
What kind of skills are we talking about?
They highlight problem solving, communication, adaptability, critical thinking.
These aren't just tech skills.
They're life skills.
Right.
And they're becoming increasingly valuable in a world
that's changing faster than ever before.
It's like they're saying,
hey, the tech world might be our playground today, but these skills,
yeah,
they're your all-access pass to pretty much anywhere.
Exactly.
And you know what's at the top of that list?
What's that?
Adaptability.
Being able to roll with the punches.
Learn new things quickly, Pivot when needed.
Those are the qualities that set you up for success,
I see.
no matter what curveballs the job market throws your way.
And isn't that something software testers do on a daily basis?
Yeah.
Dealing with constantly evolving code, new tools, unexpected bugs.
Talk about adaptability training.
It's true.
They're masters of navigating the unpredictable.
Of finding creative solutions when things inevitably go sideways.
And that ability to think critically and troubleshoot on the fly,
Yeah.
that's gold in any profession.
It makes you realize that these deep dives aren't just about exploring a specific career path.
Right.
They're about uncovering those transferable skills.
That can empower you in any field.
Couldn't agree more.
It's about equipping yourself with a toolkit of skills
That can evolve and adapt alongside the ever-changing landscape of the professional world.
So for anyone listening who might be thinking,
Software testing sounds interesting, but maybe it's not quite my cup of tea.
don't tune out just yet.
Because we've just scratched the surface of what this exploration can teach you about yourself
Yeah,
and the skills that will make you thrive in any career.
absolutely.
It's about seeing the bigger picture.
Recognizing those transferable skills.
And realizing that your career path isn't a linear trajectory.
It's an ongoing journey of discovery and growth.
Okay, so before we wrap things up.
I have one final thought, something that's been bouncing around in my head
Okay.
ever since we started talking about RoleCatcher's AI features.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, we've established that AI can analyze your resume, pinpoint in-demand skills.
Even personalize your interview prep. It's clearly changing the job hunting game as we know it.
But this begs the question.
What does this mean for the future of work in general? Are we heading towards a world where algorithms chart our career destinies?
Or is it more about empowering us with information to make more informed choices?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
And like most things worth pondering, there's no easy answer.
Technology, especially something as transformative as AI,
Is a double-edged sword.
it has the potential to both empower and potentially limit us, depending on how it's developed and implemented.
It's a powerful reminder that we need to be mindful,
Not just of what AI can do.
but also of the ethical implications
Right.
and the responsibility we have to ensure it's used for good.
Exactly.
And that means fostering open dialogues, questioning assumptions.
And demanding transparency from the companies developing these technologies.
Okay.
The future of work isn't predetermined, it's something we shape collectively.
Such a crucial point.
As we explore these new frontiers of technology,
It's not about blindly embracing every advancement.
but rather about engaging in thoughtful, critical conversations to ensure that progress aligns with our values.
Precisely.
It's about wielding these tools responsibly, ethically,
And always with an eye towards the kind of future we want to create.
both for ourselves and for generations to come.
Well said.
And on that note,
We'll leave you with that thought to ponder as you continue your own career journey.
remember, the most important skill you can cultivate is the ability to adapt, learn, and evolve.
Alongside the ever-changing world around you.
So true.
Embrace curiosity, stay informed.
And never underestimate the power of human ingenuity, creativity, and collaboration.
Those are the qualities that will truly set you apart, regardless of where your career path takes you.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.